Hello again. Now, overcrowding in schools is not a unique issue, and the Western Cape Education Department has been trying to address this. But in one community, it seems to have failed dozens of children. A group of about 70 grade 8 pupils has been at home since the start of the year because the mobile classrooms that were going to be built for them at a primary school in Bloemfontein still have not materialized. Let's find out more now this hour from our reporter, Monique Mortlock. Monique, good afternoon. I mean, this is not a good state of affairs. I guess many people are not happy, particularly the homes of these children, their parents and the pupils themselves.
Yes, definitely. Earlier this year, when I spoke to the Western Cape Education Department about this topic of overcrowding, I was told that they've seen an influx of about 18 to 20,000 pupils last year alone coming into the province, and they've been seeing an increasing number of situations in schools where schools are overcrowded, and they've been trying with plans like setting up of mobile classrooms, creating a budget for these mobile units to be built on premises to try and alleviate some of the burden on these schools where you see the classrooms are full. In this case, in Bloemfontein, the Emitini Primary School in Bloemfontein said it has the space. The mobile classrooms for the grade 8 learners who have been unplaced can be built there. When we were there this morning at the school, we saw the foundation had been laid, so the construction work, it seems, had begun, but there were no mobile classrooms. And when I spoke to one of the community leaders there, he said he was deeply frustrated because this is an issue that he's been tackling with the WCED for a number of years. Let's just take a listen to what he had to say.
It's very disappointed, really very disappointed, because previous what says no, Mr. Peter, as we were still looking for the land, we are not have a land where we can put in as a mobile, but there is a land. This is a land, and they do it everything in terms of to make it the infrastructure, or they do it everything the children must attend, but only one thing, where is the classes, meaning that the education, they're misleading us and they lying to us, because we cannot, Monique, to at least not fulfill the promises only for a classroom. It's like now we're building a permanent structure. So that's why it says really very disappointing us, you understand, in terms of why it's not fulfilled the promises was make it. Now as we're going to be June, but I know our case what is supposed to learn, and that is starting by January.
So now there we have it, that expression of disappointment, Monique. What about the way forward? I mean, is there an idea what would happen?
It seems as if there are no clear-cut plans yet what is going to happen to these 65 learners who have basically been sitting at home. And I spoke to some of the parents today who expressed their frustrations as well, and also their worries, because for many of these parents, there are single parents who go to work and they worry about what are their children doing at home, all day at home, with nothing to keep them busy, nothing to keep their minds occupied, and for many of them it feels like a year wasted. The Western Cape Education Department has told me that it's due to contractor issues that there was a delay in those mobile units being set up, and that these learners should have actually been placed in schools, but once again, due to delays on that front, the district officials will only be meeting next week to discuss options of what to do with these learners for the next 15 school days, until those mobile units are expected to be up and running. But it's really what the parents want to know is, what about all the work that the children have missed out on? Let's just take a listen to one parent expressing her concern.
He give me, he say I must give him homework of something that he can just remember school. So that is very painful for me as a parent to see my child is suffering. And we have our government that doesn't care about us. doesn't really care about us. Because if it was a president's child, this one, he will not sit like this now at home. Because now, you know, our children use drugs, they use everything. I'm working, I must go early in the morning, I come late home. I'm always worried, what does my child do at home? Because there is no one to stay with him at home.
Concerned parent there in the Western Cape, one of those children, of course, who've not been at school because a mobile school or classroom rather has not been provided since January in part of the Western Cape. Ending that report, that update from Monique Mortlock in our studios in Cape Town. Now,